Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. The first live television broadcast in the US took place in 1951 during President Truman's speech at the Japanese Peace Treaty Conference in San Francisco. Since then, live TV has crept into all sorts of broadcasts, from news reports to comedy, sports, award shows, and concerts. We love seeing events unfold in front of us, whether or not we're able to get tickets. Sometimes, however, this leads to some strange things being captured on camera that couldn't be edited out, which is the topic for today as we take a look at the top 10 creepiest things caught on live TV. But before we get started, why not become an archivist today by clicking that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. If you enjoy this video, let us know by giving it a thumbs up. And tell us in the comment section about the creepiest thing you've ever seen on TV. Number 10. Groundskeeper Ghost. This has got to be one of the most interesting things to ever happen during sports commentary. While this man was talking during a live commentary, viewers were a lot more preoccupied with what was happening in the background. In the background, you can see a groundskeeper approach a corner of the field. First, we see his shadow, then his body. Then, all of a sudden, both disappear as if they'd entered a door into another dimension. Everything else stays the same. The people in the stands, the lighting. Only he disappears. What do you think it is? Number 9. Rocking Chair Shenanigans. This TV show had people very confused after featuring a couple who was talking about a purchase they had soon regretted. No, it wasn't a car that was too expensive or a dog that they then couldn't afford. It was the purchase of a doll that, according to them, would terrify them by changing locations in the house by itself and even scratching the man in his sleep. During the live interview, they're all talking, when suddenly the rocking chair the doll is sitting on starts rocking on its own. Sure, there's a lot to be suspicious of here. For one, why put the doll on a rocking chair unless you're planning on this happening? Second, why doesn't anybody on the show get up and scream? I know I would. Regardless, it's a weird clip to watch. Just look at that doll's facial expression. Number 8. Live Hijacking. While some people might find a poker tournament interesting enough to watch, I think the vast majority wouldn't stop for more than a second while changing channels. Unless, of course, you accidentally caught a live hijacking. That's right. Back during the European poker tournament in Berlin, hijackers made their way in and started taking all the money they could get their hands on, ski masks and all. During the terrifying live broadcast, they managed to steal a hefty 242,000 euros. However, they were still on live TV, so they were eventually caught and convicted. Crazier yet, though, is the fact that they only served 3 years in prison. Number 7. The Real Nail Biter. If you thought a live hijacking was high risk, wait until you hear this one. Imagine a whole city on the edge of their seats waiting to see if a flight that's about to land is about to crash and burn on live television. That's exactly the position this JetBlue flight found itself in. After its front landing wheel got frozen in an awkward side position, the plane circled LA for hours to burn off fuel to avoid a massive fire when they landed. They knew the landing was about to involve a lot of sparks and maybe worse. The whole city stopped as the plane approached the airport. Even traffic came to a stop. The pilot made a point to land only on the back wheels for as long as possible, hundreds of feet, as seen on the footage. Then they finally stopped. The deflated front tire was pretty much the only evidence of anything ever having gone wrong. Incredible. Number 6. Tsunami. Ever since the early 2000s, when the tsunami hit Southeast Asia, they have been a major fear for the newer generations. Well, imagine the fear if you're on an island, say Japan, and an earthquake hits so hard that you can see every car on the parking lot shake from side to side. You just know the massive wave is coming, don't you? That's exactly what happened to this guy who recorded it live for everyone to see, the huge wave of death coming straight at them. What would you do in that situation? Number 5. Michael Jackson's Ghost. During a live tour of Michael Jackson's house, the cameraman may have caught way more than he was paid for. As they strolled through the endless rooms and spaces of Neverland, there was one particular living room with a fireplace. As the camera pans, we hear the host continue to speak nonchalantly as a shadow crosses the room. Watch it again in slow-mo. Do you see it? There's just no way to watch this without getting full-body chills. Do you think it was MJ or just a strange mix-up? Number 4. Don't mock interview people. There's no way that the reporters who approached this guy thought his allegations were real. See, he'd said that he could pretty much conjure up UFOs just by thinking really hard. So these people approach him, mockingly, for an interview. What happened next is some great karma. Watch as the mocking turns to awe and the fake UFOs get super real.
Then, another sighting.
There it is. I got it.
Photojournalist Jonathan Hawkins locks in on it. Let's take a closer look here. It's an orange sphere that appeared out of nowhere. I call the boss with an unexpected change in my story. I can see it clear as day.
What would you do if you were conducting that interview? Number 3. Getting creepy on the radio. If you know anything about recording audio, you know that having a big source of air like an AC vent is going to mess things up. So somebody explained to me how during this Albanian radio show, a newspaper got invisibly picked up and thrown across the room. It makes no sort of logical sense, and I'm going to crawl into bed in fetal position now. Number 2. Shadow in the stands. When there aren't many people at a soccer match, you assume not a whole lot is going to happen. Well, thank goodness for live television, because otherwise we wouldn't see one of the creepiest things to happen in the stands of this soccer match. If you look carefully, we see a shadow that looks just like a very large person run across the stands. It's too big to be a real person, and it isn't a high-tech enough field for it to be a projection. So, what is it? Is it creepy or just excited about the match? Number 1. Possessed. This TV show had an alleged religious guru on live to answer the phone and give guidance to callers. After a few calls, a woman got on the phone saying she could see something strange. Her voice was relatively casual, like she was just telling the man about someone across the street. But then she interrupted. She sounds like she's struggling to speak, as if someone has just grabbed her by the throat. Host of the show looked like they're not too surprised, as if they'd had connection problems in the past that sounded similar. Then, in the end, we get the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
A last name on the left leg. Also,
Bismillah, a magician or somebody send this jinn to block you to speak or to go to court.
Yes, we blocked.
Whether or not it was real, it still haunts me. Thanks for watching. Ever seen anything on live TV that was weird or frightening, or at least something that continues to baffle you? Tell us about it in the comments. We love to hear your stories. Before you go, subscribe, click the bell, and we'd appreciate you giving this video a thumbs up.